Good evening, everyone. This is Miss Gail here at Georgia Peachnut. How are you doing today? I hope everyone's having a blessed day. I'm back on the recall train. This is an outbreak of salmonella linked to recalled cucumbers, and it has sickened 449 people in 31 states and the district, including the District of Columbia. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said in an update. So this is an update of the recall. So I know you say, well, you've said something about cucumbers. Listen, this is an update for the recall, and it's actually a recall update. And the reason why is because people are still getting sick. They want to get the news out there, and there is an additional increase in illnesses. So what our responsibility is, as far as I'm concerned, is to know that there is still a danger out there and to try to make sure we contact our family members and our friends and as many people as possible. The CDC is among the federal and state agencies investigating the outbreak, determining that cucumbers contaminated with salmonella made people sick. This is as of July 2nd. 449 people have been infected with one of two outbreak strains. Okay, so this is why it's important for you to listen. One of two outbreak strains with 125 hospitalized, according to a post on Wednesday by the agency. So this is not just like the same information. It's the same information plus it's in one or two strains. So there's two different strains. The first time I think when they came out was just one. Two Florida growers have been identified as likely sources of some, but not all, of the illnesses. Some, but not all. Listen to that very carefully. Of the illnesses. We talked about Bednar growers of Boynton Beach, and we talked about Thomas produce of Boca Raton. Boca Raton. The CDC stated one of the multiple salmonella strains identified in the outbreak was detected in untreated canal water used by Thomas Produce, and additional ones were detected in soil and water collected at the farms of both. The agency said their cucumbers are no longer in season nor on shores. But according to a notice published June 1st, 2024, by the Food and Drug Administration, Fresh Start Produce sales by Delray, Florida, recalled whole cucumbers shipped to retail distribution centers, wholesales, and food service distributions in 14 states. Now, this is I think it's the new part of it. Let's just see what they're talking about now. This is like an update on the recall. Okay, so let me go back up here. Like I said, this was according to a notice published June 1st, 24. So then the recall came after the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture told the company that a product sample tested positive for salmonella. Fresh Start stated at the time. So this is Fresh Start that they're talking about. Fresh Start Produce sales of Delray, Florida. The organism can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections in the young, frail, and or elderly. So this is just an update on this product, and just know that it's still out there, and some people still have this in their fridge. It is, I don't know. It is causing an alarm with the government, and if it's causing an alarm with the government, then that means that we need to still be vigilant and talk to our people and make sure you spread the word. They go into how healthy people can be infected and the symptoms, and the salmonella bacteria caused about 1.35 million infections and 26,500 hospitalizations and 420 deaths in the United States every year, with food being the source for most of the illnesses, according to the Centers for Disease Prevention. So we want people to try to avoid being affected like that, and it looks like the way we're going to have to do this by word of mouth. So anyway, I just want to do that update on the update, and we are going to go to the next one that I wanted to bring to you, which is, let's go out of here. We talked about the cucumbers, and let's see, there was another one. There's so many of them. I'm trying to get to the ones. Listeria outbreak, 3 dead. Let's go and see what this one's saying. This is Mpox cases. 3 dead from listeria outbreak, and this was sent 2 days ago. Mpox cases, MPOX cases, up 160% in 2024. Let's read a little bit about this and see what they're talking about. If they're going to let me, it says I have to go to their website. Let's see what happens when I go there. Okay. Let's go in here and let's go down. 3 people have died and 40 others have been hospitalized across 13 states due to listeria outbreak related to sliced deli meats, according to CDC. Yes, this is another update on the recall. The outbreak was linked to liverwurst products from Boar's Head, and the company responded by recalling more than 7 million pounds of meat and poultry products. So, you say, well, we talked about that. Well, evidently, somewhere along the line, people are not getting the message. So here we go. It was a top story in infectious disease last week. So yeah, we talked about it last week. In another top story, WHO is the World Health Organization, is putting together an emergency committee to discuss this year's increase in Mpox cases in Africa. The organization declared a public health emergency in 2022, which ended in May 2023. There have been 14,200 cases reported this year, which is 160% more than the same period in 2023. Just mill on that. So they are getting a committee together because this thing is not going away. It has increased. So a 3rd person dies in multi-state listeria outbreak linked to deli meat. People, I can't tell you what to do, but personally, I go buy some chicken, a whole chicken, and cook it and just cut it up. I don't know. I went to my store maybe 3 days ago, and there were people in line for deli. I don't get it. I don't get it. Another person has died. Okay. So WHO considers declaring Mpox a global public health emergency again. So did y'all hear that? WHO, which is the World Health Organization, is considering declaring Mpox, MPOX, a global public health emergency again. The director said Wednesday, this is yesterday, that he will convene an emergency committee to determine if an increasing spread of Mpox in Africa represents a public health emergency of international concern. Because I know I said Africa, and some of you guys probably said, well, that's not here. Okay. It could become an international emergency concern. So I just wanted to bring that to you. We still are being urged to be reminded of the dangers of the deli meat, and then you just let your conscience be your guide on that. I'm going to do one more and then let you go and come back later. It was so many out there today. I didn't want to inundate you with so many, but as I found them, I feel like it's my responsibility to bring them to you. The salmonella, linked to cheese, sickens. This is in France, though. So if you're international and you're listening to me from France, 70 people in France. So we're going to look at this real quick for the sake of our brothers and sisters across the waters. And now there's going to be some French terms in here I'm not going to probably be able to pronounce. So don't hold it against me. I will spell the words out to you if you have family and friends over in France and in some of these cities. Please make sure you put them on the alert. And salmonella outbreak linked to cheese sickens 70 people in France. So all this is not just happening here, you guys. It's happening, obviously, in several countries. the 70 people have fallen sick in France in a salmonella outbreak linked to cheese. The 72 salmonella cases are linked to the consumption of I'm going to say this probably wrong, Chastau, now I'm saying Chastau. It's a French word. I don't speak French. I speak a little Spanish. Soft cheese produced in Cantal, Cantal, by GAEC, Fisk. I'm going to say Fisk. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's spelled DEFLISQUE, between the beginning of March and the start of August of this year. So, the salmonella was identified in cases with similar characteristics in late July to early August. More than half of the people who were sick were identified, and others have recently been found in the regions of Nouvelle-Aquitaine. If you speak French, it's a long name. But if you have someone in that area, you can also look it up. Food questionnaires among patients and traceability work conducted at places of purchase and consumption made it possible to identify the implicated products. So this is what happens. People say, why they can't identify the bacteria and why they tell us after so many people get sick. Well, this is how they do it. They don't know until a lot of people get sick. They start questioning why. One of the questions I guess they asked, like they said, questionnaire is, what did you eat? And when so many people have the same food in common that they have eaten, this is how they narrow it down to that particular food group. So that's what happened. But anyway, if you know anybody, you have friends and family that's over in France, and this is something that recently happened, the recall applies to all batches of Chateau cheeses. So that is the brand name. The salmonella was confirmed in 158 outbreaks in France in 2022, with 975 cases and 165 hospitalizations. Milk and dairy products were linked to 9 confirmed or suspected salmonella outbreaks. So this is serious. It's not about us. It's about everybody. People have all these theories about these outbreaks that we're going through, but people, just be cautious, mindful of what you're eating. Check your recall list, please. I'm going to do one more. There is one on the medical devices, and I wasn't going to do this one, but I'm going to do this one. The FDA calls them recalls, yet the targeted medical devices often remain in U.S. And this is talking about a targeted medical device often remain in use. And let's see which medical device they're talking about. And this may, actually include somebody who's listening. Let's see here. We can go up and find it. Okay. Well, guess what? It's not letting me. Okay, go to the publisher's website. Let's see which medical device they're talking about. In 2016, medical device giant Abbott and that's ABBOTT, issued a recall for its Mitra Clip cardiac device, a Class 1 recall, the most serious type, the FDA said. Use of this device may cause serious injuries or death, and FDA notice about the recall said, but neither the manufacturer nor the FDA actually recalled the device or suspended its use. Now, I'm not really sure, and I didn't look up, I probably should have, what the Mitra Clip cardiac device is, but cardiac lets me know it has something to do with the heart. And there's a recall on it, but it says FDA actually recalled the device or suspended its use. I realized there are different kinds of recalls. Some recalls are recalled and is just means for you to fix the problem. Some mean for you to remove things from the shelf. There's different classes of recalls, and we'll get into that later on, but I didn't know that. I thought recall mean you just took it out the way, move it out the way. The doctor, but neither the manufacturer nor the FDA actually recalled the device or suspended its use. They allowed doctors to continue implanting. So this is an implant. The clips in leaky heart valves in what has become a common procedure. In a notice, the manufacturer explained Abbott is not removing product from commercial distribution. Rather, Abbott revised instructions for use and required doctors who implant the clips to undergo training. Okay, so they put this out in the market and for the doctors to use, and the doctors didn't know exactly how to use it. Is that what they're saying? So they put them into the patient, however it is applied to the patient, and there was a problem. There were some flaws with it. So the company said that it's saying that they need to undergo training after they give them. To me, it seems like the training would have accompanied, preceded them receiving the device. Okay, y'all let that mill on that for a minute. If you know of anyone, if you don't yourself have heart issues and you are using this particular clip, you may want to talk to your doctor in depth. So I'm not going to go into too much about that. It's kind of self-explanatory because they have a lot on here. But make sure that you check with your family members if they're using the Mitra clip, M-I-T-R-A clip, C-L-I-P, one word. If they are using this device, make sure they check with their doctor to make sure their doctor is using the device properly, because it sounds like somewhere along the line it wasn't being used properly. So I think that's really important. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let that do it. We have been on here for 17 minutes. Oh, my goodness. I hadn't planned to do it. I'm going out into the garden. Every time I hear about a recall, I go plant some seeds. This is our life. This is our life. Too much of our food is being, I'm going to say tampered with. That may not be the proper word, but it's getting to the point where everything we eat has something wrong with it that could possibly send us to the hospital or make it even worse. From dog food to baby food to human food, grown-up food, devices, flammable mattresses. It's just all kinds of things going on out there that is continuously growing endangerment for us. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of each other. We have to remain vigilant. We have to, I know this is not the most exciting thing for you to hear and watch, but listen, you're going to have to keep your eyes and ears open. And when I see people still in line at Publix, in other places, getting deli meat, I just want to go up to each one of them and say, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? Because I care about your health. And you've got to care about your health and the other people's health. So, like I said, I know this may not be the most exciting thing to sit and listen to, but I see that people are not reading. They're not on their phones looking things up instead of playing these games. You need to talk to your children, talk to your family members. Y'all look this stuff up together and then decide what you're going to do, come up with a plan of action. Get out there and grow your food. I'm going out there to check and see if I can get a cucumber out of my garden today. To this evening, as soon as I get off this, I will be out there doing a video. We're going to see if there's a cucumber out there. They're easy to grow. And it doesn't take a long time for them to come up, people. Start growing your own food so you can put your own food in your own body. At least you know that it hasn't had all these chemicals sprayed on it. You know that what kind of soil it's been grown into, what kind of condition it's been grown in. You got to take this stuff serious, because either you eat your food or you eat something that somebody else is feeding you and making you sick. We have to eat and we have to drink. Our water's been tampered with. It's not the cleanest as it could be. We got other countries don't want food from us now. Other countries don't want food from us because we allow too much to go into our food. Then you get sick or things are not right, your mind's not right, and you pass this on to your children. Let's start teaching our young people now the healthy way to eat, the healthy way to be, how to grow. Look, when they go to school, they're not teaching this in schools. We'll teach them at home. You learn. YouTube is good for that. Get on there now while it's there. I'm not just pushing my channel, anybody's channel. And then you take from that channel and you make it into your own, because everybody's growing situation is not the same. We don't all have the same soil condition. We don't all have the same climate condition. You learn about what's growable in your climate and when you're supposed to grow it. It's easy. Don't you want to live healthy? Don't you want to be healthy? Don't you want your family healthy, your friends? Don't you want the world healthy? And when I talk to people about this and they say, I said, what you going to do? You need to grow your garden. Oh, no, I'm coming to your house. No, you're not. No, you're not. It takes anywhere from 30 to 3 months to grow vegetables, and you want to come and deplete mine in one day? No, that's not going to happen. I'll barter with you. If you got something that I'm not growing, then we can swap out, which is what I've been doing. But you're not going to come take my food now. Get out there and grow your own food, people. I love you, and I will see you the next time on Georgia Peachnut Garden. And we're going to talk about some more of these recalls. There's a lot of them out there. And I pray that you don't have something in your cabinet, in your refrigerator. Check and see. Love you guys. Peace out.